Hi, this is Terry Flint, and this is number 3 of the Let's Be Resilient Together series sponsored by TOSH Pilates. Last session, or the last talk, we talked about the stages or transitions of change, including denial, endings, neutral zone, and new beginning. I wanted to show that those stages in a different format with this kind of a visual image of how that works. It turns out that we're in a kind of a green or red box. That's where we were. We were very comfortable. And then, as you know, and I know, our world began to kind of crack up. And we've really felt the intensity of the grief and loss and what we've had to say goodbye to in the endings phase. And then in the neutral zone is where we're looking for some new discoveries as things really fall apart and we're wondering, what's this new normal going to be? I'm wondering where you are. How have you made any movement? I've noticed for myself that while I think I was in the neutral zone there for a little while, I've gone back with the realization that this isn't going just to be a turn of the switch where we're all back and doing the things that we normally did. I think as more and more news has come around, we know that indeed there will be a new normal. In this model, it will be a new beginning, and it's not what we had envisioned. And I've felt loss about that maybe that travel or those family parties aren't going to be happening quite as quickly as I thought. Or maybe not quite the same way with lots of hugs and kisses. So it's okay that we move back and then forward again. But in this session, I also wanted to share maybe something that I really began to notice as I was in this neutral zone, a little bit about a discovery. It said that the best way to appreciate something is to be without it for a while. And I don't know about you, but I've really begun to maybe make a list in my mind of things that I took for granted prior to this time. And I didn't recognize how important they are to me or how important certain people are to me. My most significant moment of crying was when I had to cancel my hair appointment with my hairstylist, Casey. And I realized how bonded I am to her as a good friend and as she provides an important service to me. So it really has increased my appreciation of her and the wonderful woman who checks out my groceries and calls me darling. Those are treasured things now that typically I would have taken totally for granted and skipped right over. This notion of gratitude or thankfulness is a pretty significant heart. It's a significant way of living our lives. And science with regards to resilience has always been very clear about the importance of gratitude in our life. In fact, there's been a fair amount of science and study about the benefits of being grateful. It's known to be highly linked with lowered stress, lowered depression. People who are grateful tend to sleep better, and they do better with difficult times, with adversity, which is really that resilience that we've been discussing all along. Turns out that people who are grateful even have partners. Their partners tend to be more content because of their gratitude. It kind of rubs off in relationships. I've tried to give some thought as to why gratitude is so important. How does it affect our health? Why does it make a difference? And I have a couple of thoughts I wanted to share. One is about it counters the Hedonic Treadmill. Probably haven't heard about this, but it goes like this, that we get on this treadmill of wanting more, wanting things, looking at what our neighbor has, thinking we'll be happy when. And so we may get on the treadmill and say, oh, I'll be happy when I have a new car, or I'll be happy when I graduate from college, or I'll be happy when I retire. But as you probably know, and I know really well, that once you get that, then the contentment lasts for a little while, and then all of a sudden we're back on a new treadmill. Well, no, now I'll be happy when my children graduate from college, or I'll be happy when I'm a grandmother. And we're back on that hedonic treadmill of wanting more and thinking that we'll be happy when. We know that doesn't work. And gratitude, I think, helps us not stay on that. It helps us to stay away from the hedonic treadmill. And it's really focusing on what I have instead of what I don't have. And isn't that an amazing experience we've had? I have one roll of toilet paper every week. I've had enough to use every week, and I don't need a lot more. I just need that roll of toilet paper or that roll of toilet paper towels. It's so easy that our needs have been kind of distinguished better from our wants about what we can live on with less. And I think those three issues about avoiding the hedonic treadmill, focusing more on what we have, and really being more clear about what we need versus what we want, and maybe really didn't need what we thought we wanted. And I think all of those contribute to why gratitude is so powerful for us. I wanted to share with you some ways to up your gratitude, and some ways that you personally or with your family or even your friends could practice a little bit more gratitude, knowing that it will help you sleep better and be more resilient during these times. The first I'm going to call is my mother's closet. My mother loves nice clothes, and she buys a lot, and then she's generous in giving it away. So it's not uncommon that I've worn an outfit and someone will say, where did you get that? And I say, oh, it's my mother's closet. They then say, well, where's that store? I'd like to go shop it. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's a very special, exclusive store for people who know my mom. But have you discovered, and how grateful we are that as we've cleaned out our closets or our drawers, we've found things that we forgot we had. And they're really special things. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't need to buy that again. Or I forgot all about that special scarf or that special tool that I already had, but it had been lost in kind of the clutter that we've collected because of our busyness. So one is look around, explore your house, explore the back of your shelves or the back of your drawers, and discover some new things that you maybe didn't know you even had. That can be a fun part and a piece of gratitude for what we have. The second is, I challenge you to get a mason jar and with some little strips of paper, begin to note each day or several times during the week what you're grateful for. You may want to date them so that you remember the day that you were grateful for whatever it may be. This jar could really be a coronavirus gratitude jar, and it could be a really special takeaway from this experience, especially as you see your children or your young adults or your older parents noting what they're grateful for and what they're discovering along the way in this journey. I could just think that would become an heirloom of things that we've discovered we're grateful for. It kind of goes back to the Corrie ten Boom book that I read, where Corrie ended up being grateful for fleas. I hope I don't have to be grateful for fleas, but there may be some other fine things that you've discovered. Another variation on that is to ask or to each other in your family at dinner or breakfast or before you go to sleep, what 3 good things have you experienced today? This one has absolutely been proven to increase and bump up our happiness, even if we do it just for 2 weeks. I love that idea that I don't have to do this forever to get the benefit. Just 2 weeks of asking daily, what 3 good things am I grateful for? What 3 things have I taken that I've discovered I've took for granted? Or you can also journal these or pop those in the gratitude jar. Again, such a simple exercise that's proven to be have amazing outcomes when it comes to resilience and being cheerful. And the last one too has a fair amount of significant evidence for increasing our ability to go through adversity. And it's about writing a letter to a person who's had a good influence on you or a significant influence on you. You have time to perhaps write that letter and say those words that you've been meaning to say for many years to this person. So the activity is that you write the letter, you then schedule a time where you can sit or now FaceTime with that person and read the letter to them. It's an amazing experience both for you and for them, and then of course you give them the letter. Any variation on this, which includes maybe writing some thank you notes right now for the difference people have made in your lives. I think many of us, as we increase our gratitude, will be grateful a little bit for the things we have, but a whole lot for the people that we have and the people who have touched our lives up until now and who are now surrounding us with love and support. So in summary, I challenge you to practice a little bit more gratitude. The outcome for you is that you'll feel better and that you'll increase your resilience, and that maybe this is a practice that you really can incorporate in your life, not just now, not for the next few months, but that it's a skill that you really can have more in your life from here on out. I'll end with a favorite quote from Socrates, who said, "The secret of happiness you see is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less." Have a good week.